Thanks for joining me today. This is Danny, and welcome back to my modded 1.10.2 series. This episode is going to be kind of a mix of build, tech, and maybe a little magic-y stuff using a few different mods, including RFTools and Schematica. And what's happening, you may have heard me talk in a recent episode about a little build that I want to do that is basically creating like a parallel town to this one. Here we have our just normal everyday town with some normal everyday folks like this guy in here. I don't know how normal he is, staring at the wall talking to himself, but we have this little saloon at the end of the street that most people don't pay much attention to, and if you go in there you'll see, you know, it looks normal enough except that maybe some of the people look a little different, and it has a little secret. On the back wall there's a little spot that if you hit it just right, and you can walk right through the wall. And when you walk through the wall, you're going to end up coming out on the other side, which is going to look just like this, almost. And then when you go outside, you're going to see you're in a totally different world. Except that it's kind of the same. There's a few steps to this process. The first one is going to be building the little teleportation thing back here. And we're going to be using RFTools Shields for that, as you might guess, which will allow us to walk through the wall. And we're going to be using RFTools Teleportation stuff, like what we've got up here in this little room, to teleport us to that dimension. And then we're going to be using a mod that you may or may not have heard of called Schematica, which will allow us to, in-world, create schematics of areas that we select. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work for our modded blocks, like our quark blocks and such like that. I think, actually, that should probably be fine. The chisels and bits blocks, I'm not so sure about, though. We'll see. But this building is simple enough that it shouldn't be too hard. But some of these other buildings, we'll see. We'll see how this works out. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be copying as much as possible from here. And of course, this isn't, it's actually going to be, I have to have this stuff in my inventory. So in order to copy the buildings, I have to have a bunch of stuff in my inventory, and it's going to pull the blocks out of my inventory and place them when I tell it to. So it's not like a cheaty thing where it's just going to produce things out of nowhere. I mean, it's actually, I do have to come up with the resources and everything. But then we're going to be modifying the buildings so that they look a little different, so that they look a little bit more kind of magical and mystic looking. And maybe we'll have some just different kind of trim or things that hang over, or like just some kind of gravity defiance kind of stuff. So... and I'm kind of making this up as we go along, so we'll see. We'll see what we end up with. Of course, I do have some ideas in my mind on how this is going to look. But okay, so starting off, we're going to need some RFTools, an RFTools shield, and some RFTools shield blocks. So this is our shield projector. That's the first thing we're going to need, and we can do with a tier 1 because it supports up to 256 blocks, so that's definitely going to be enough. And then we need a bunch of these shield templates. Now these are the blocks that are going to kind of mimic other blocks, and actually I think we already had a bunch of them. We did. We had 8 of them, so we've probably already got way more than we need. And then we're going to need some RF over there, but we'll deal with that when we get to that. So I guess I'm going to have to remove the windows on the back wall, unfortunately, but that's okay. We'll be fine. You know what, though? Before... No, actually, this is fine. This is fine. We're going to need 2 of these now that I think about it. We're going to need 2 shield blocks because we're going to need one on the other end because we're going to have a similar situation on the other end. So we're going to get rid of... Wait a minute. It's just going to be one little slice here. And then I'm going to get some more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another layer of this wall back here so that from the back you won't even be able to tell that anything is amiss. In fact, actually, we're going to do that on the inside, not the outside. So I'm going to make some more of these sandstone bricks if I don't already have them. Sandstone. There we go. That was easy. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close this off so that you can't really tell anything's going on from the outside. And then on the inside, we're going to do this sort of thing. And that, and then... Oh, wait a minute, though. How am I going to put... Okay, I guess that's going to be a shielded block, too. So we're going to put our shield projector over here. We're going to put a matter transmitter over there. I don't think I have any of those. Let's see. I have a matter receiver. I don't have a matter transmitter. There's our matter transmitter. And then we can bring a dialing device over here to dial this into the matter receiver that we want, and then we can just get rid of the dialing device. We don't need to keep it here. We would only need it for... now what I don't know for certain is whether or not that teleporter will work inside of a shield block. So we'll find that out in a second. So then this guy is going to need power. So I guess I'm going to do a little digging down here. All right, we've got power. So what I'm... Oh no. Oh no, it's not implemented yet. Oh crap. Oh, my whole plan is screwed. So, shoot. This is what I was going to do. I was going to set this as the block, but I can't anymore. I mean, I can't yet. In 1.7.10 we could have done it, but in the new version of RFTools it is not yet implemented. Oh, that stinks. Okay, well, whatever. We'll just go with a solid block, I guess. It won't be hidden. And we're going to say pass all. Whatever. Everybody can pass. So then we hit it with our wrench. Oh, man. That sucks. Oh, crap. But there we go. So now we're inside the wall. So let's see now if that's going to work. Let's grab our dialing device. Oh wait, let's give this thing a name. Let's give this saloon a name. Let's call it... I don't think I can click on this from up here, probably. No, I have to go underneath. Oh, I can't, because that's in the way. I'll just do... Oh, whatever. Okay, so we're going to call this place the Dripping Crucible. Yes, a thinly veiled attempt at being unique. I'm just gonna grab this dialing device. And I'm gonna bring it over there, and then I'm just gonna bring it back when we're done with it. Because we don't. Once we dial this guy in, we're gonna leave it dialed to what it's dialed to. Because we should never need to change it. All right, so Dripping Crucible is going to go to our Amplified Magical World. Dial. Transmitter blocked. Oh no! Alright, plan B. I have a plan B. I kind of thought that this might happen, so I do have a plan B. And that is to move this back even one more. Oh, that kind of stinks though. We'll work on that. I'll probably end up just moving this entire wall back one block. But for now, this will do. And then what we're going to do is move this back here. Oh yeah, we're going to have to do that too. Okay, and then I'm going to pick this up. Ah, I can't jump over that fence. And put that right there. Hey, it almost looks like a chimney. Or something. now the only problem, well, okay, yeah, we'll pipe RF in that way. And put the floor back in. Our shield templates there. Do that again. Dripping Crucible, Amplified, Magical World, Dial. And it's a oh, that sucks. I wanted this to be hidden. I wanted it to be a secret. Well, we can't see it from over here. Aw, how come you can see that through the shield blocks? So we walk through the wall and then we get teleported. Oh, we definitely need to upgrade that. Oh, and it's morning. Look at what timing that is. Oh, I've done a few things since the last time we were out here. I've kind of done a lot. I had to do this. I had to do a lot of this over again because my world ran into some corruption problems and I ended up having to go to a backup and I lost a lot of the work I did in the last episode, but I've redone it. As you can see, I had to redo this whole grass layer. And that was a lot of freaking work too. And I redid this area, but I did something special now. I have a three-way switch now, so we can turn it on and off here. And if we happen to forget to turn it off and we end up going into the overworld, we see that, oh, that's still on. Boom, we can turn it off from here. Hooray! And then we can still go out there and turn it on because what I've got is I have a redstone receiver here that is grabbing the redstone signal from the lever in the other dimension. And then I've got a logic gate here that's emitting a redstone signal. The redstone signal is on when this is A and this is B, when A and B are not the same. So here, 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 and here, it's on. And everywhere else it's off when A and B are the same. So either side we can toggle and lag a little bit. When we're here, it lags a little bit when we connect that because it's basically what it's doing is it's connecting a whole network, a whole nother network to this network. Alright, so what I wanted to see was which direction we're facing when we teleport over here. So we're facing that direction, which means that I want the building to be facing that in that direction. So that is the south. So that way when we walk back there, it'll almost be like we're walking through it, and then we're coming out on the other side. Schematica has no items. If we look up Schematica in JEI, we will find nothing. But it just has some key bindings. So you might have to go into your options, controls, and set your key bindings if there's conflicts or whatever. I actually ended up changing some of the key bindings. So we've got divide to load a schematic, subtract to manipulate a schematic, and then shift subtract to pick a block, and then save schematic as multiply. So that's what we want to do. We want to save a schematic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to hit the multiply key, and this is showing us where our 2 points are in the schematic that we're going to save. So this is kind of like the area that we want to save. So if we click on it, it's going to set the point to right in front of us, and it's probably under the ground, which is why we can't see it. So I'm going to bring up the Y level. Wait a minute. Let me go in the air here so that we can see it better. Oh, you know what? We have to say on. That's not necessarily very intuitive, but that tells us, or that turns it on. So there's one corner. So we basically have to set 2 corners of our schematic. So like we're gonna have one corner down here. Let me do that again so that it's a little closer. There's our red point. So we're gonna say we want our red point down, and then let's see, that is whatever, I don't even know which direction is which, so let's just see which. Okay, that was right. And that's wrong, so we'll go the other way. Alright, so there's, oh no, actually we want that over here because we want to capture this little chunk as well, I guess. Alright, so that's one corner. Yeah, and then the other corner we want up here. So I'm going to set the blue corner right there. So now we can kind of see an outline of what... Oh no, actually we have to come forward one. Although these are all chiseled bits, so I don't know how well it's going to deal with those, but we'll see. Nope. Nope. There. Hit that again, and then we give it a name, and we're going to call this... What am I calling it? Dripping... the Dripping Crucible. Save. So it's started saving 2 chunks into Dripping Crucible.schematic. Successfully saved Dripping Crucible.schematic. So it actually saves a .schematic file. If you ever played around with MC Edit, you can save schematic files in MC Edit outside of the game. So this basically allows us to do a lot of the stuff we can do in MC Edit, but within the game, which is really nice. So in fact, we could even open MC Edit and open that schematic file in MC Edit. So now, actually I'm going to sleep first, because I cannot sleep in an RFTools dimension. Alright. Oh, okay. There we are. So I'm going to go over here. Maybe right about here. And I'm going to hit the slash key. And this, we can see all of the schematic files that we have. And I saved a couple just testing in a creative world. So the Dripping Crucible, done. There we go. So there is the outline of the Dripping Crucible. This is not real. It is just showing us where the blocks need to be placed. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hit the minus key to get our move schematic so that we can flip. Nope. Nope. We don't want to flip. We want to rotate twice. Now, see, our chiseled in bits are going to get all screwed up because... Yeah, they're on the wrong side, but that's okay. I mean, we can fix that. In fact, we can just do the chisels and bits, and you can see these are slanted the wrong way too, because yeah. And then we're going to want to bring this down. Minus key, move schematic, minus in the Y direction. We actually want that in the ground, or at ground level. Nice. That is so cool. I really like that. Now, if we look under materials, it's going to tell us this is all the stuff that we need. We need a birch door. We need chiseled glass. So it probably will place this if we make the exact same thing, which we're not. It would probably be easier just to chisel polished sandstone. Oh, that is so nice. So now all we have to do is go back and collect all those resources on the list, and then we can come here and click the printer, turn the printer on, and walk up to it, and it will, within the range that we can place blocks, it will place all the blocks from our inventory. But one thing we probably should do is get rid of this. See how the ground is kind of red? That's showing us that there's a block there that's not supposed to be there. So that's what the red is telling us. That's so cool. Alright, I've got a bunch of the materials. I don't have them all. I can't even fit them all in my inventory. It's a lot more to this building than I thought there was. But it's showing us what we have available and what's missing and how many are missing, which is really nice. And you can see I've got a few things available, but still a lot of stuff missing. But so what we're going to do is we're going to show it again. And then actually, maybe we could even hide it. And we're going to do printer on. So now, wait a minute. Maybe we have to show it. Yeah, we have to show it. So I'm placing the blocks. I'm placing the block. Look at that. Awesome. That is so cool. Alright, so now if we hide it again, we can see what we've done. Oh, wow. Wow. Wait. Huh? We have to get some more sandstone. Let's turn this off again and see where we're at here. Alright, so far so good. There! I've done everything that I want to do with the schematic mod for this building. The chisels and bit stuff we're gonna do manually. Let's just unload this now. And the shield blocks I have to place manually too, because the shield blocks, because they were already activated, it sees them as a different type of block rather than as a shield template block. So it wouldn't place those. If we would have deactivated our shield and then took the schematic, it would have been able to place the shield blocks. But yeah, all we got to do is the windows and the little trim bits. Oh, this is really small now. Just moving that wall back one made this place seem so much smaller. That too. Now we can just do this with our patterns. Oh, we need our slabs up there too. And then the windows I've got, let's see. Oh, no, that's that window. I'm gonna set this to placement. Hooray. Oh, I need a different pattern for this window, because yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. But I have the regular windows. Some of them I placed already because I had the ones that I broke from the back wall. Again, placement mode. Almost forgot a very important thing. we need to be able to go both ways. So we're also, in addition to the matter transmitter, we're going to need a matter receiver as well. So I'm gonna have to move this wall back here and there. And we're going to call this we have to come up with a different name on the other end. So this same bar, or the same saloon on the other end, is going to have a different name. And we'll put a couple more shield templates up here. And then hit this guy with a wrench twice. There. So now when we come back, we're going to walk, boom, and we're going to be in here. Yay. Oh, duh. Ta-da. There, now it's hidden. We're getting a little closer to our desired effect. Hooray! Wait, didn't we just come from here? Oh wait, this is a totally different world. Alright, I brought the dialing device here, so now we can take our swine tap. That's the name of the saloon on this side. We'll have to come up with like a sign or something. That would be maybe a picture of a pig. So swine tap, going to the dripping crucible dial, and it's a permanent dial. And I did already set this guy to hide, so we can't see the thing. I really hope that this thing gets done soon, because I don't like that yellow. Like, especially when I'm looking at it from out here, it's just like really ugly. It doesn't quite fit. And of course it's supposed to be hidden. So here we are, we're in the magical world, which we don't have a name for it yet. I'll have to come up with a name. And we walk through the wall. Oh. And we come out the other side. Hooray! We need to infuse that thing though. I actually plan on moving all this stuff in there, because this is going to be kind of our connection to the tech world, to maybe the real world, you might say, depending on where you're from. Got a complete build here. That was pretty easy. Well, sort of. And definitely we're going to want to put some details in here, maybe some, I don't know, tables on the edges or whatever. just something to make it look a little more interesting. And we've got our little grid in the corner here, and we can turn on and off. Grab these buildings. These are probably the only ones I'm going to grab because I plan on having something completely different where the square is. It'll be like a kind of a magical town square. Hey look, it's a floating building. I'm just bringing the shells of these, and we're gonna have a totally different trim, and I might even swap out these blocks for different blocks, but at least we have the basic shape, which will make it easy for us to swap blocks out using the swapping wand. I've got a lot of work yet to do here, and I guess we're gonna have to stretch this out yet another episode. This is turning out to be quite the large project. But I'm really liking how it's turning out so far. I love that backdrop with the buildings and the big, crazy, weird mountains behind it. In the next episode, we are going to finish this build and we're going to add all the trim work, so it will be pretty much, probably almost entirely a build episode. I do hope you join me for that. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed this, and to join me next time. Thanks for watching.